Hello, I'm Johnny and welcome to the Ginger Geek Show. So today I'm talking about Bond 26. This is very much the very first video of talking about some concrete news that I believe that's quite fun to talk about, and I would imagine this is going to be a long journey and many videos talking about, you know, news and possibly rumours until the release of Bond 26. So I'm very excited. It's nice to kind of get going and really kind of talking about something that I think kind of needs to be talked about. There's something I'm going to talk about even more so later in this kind of video, which we'll kind of get to. But let's talk about the main kind of the main thrust of this video, and what we're kind of here to talk about is basically that the BFI did this whole big ceremony for Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. It was a big kind of they got the kind of, it was like award sort of stuff, and there was many guests there. Ralph Fiennes and Norma Harris was there, obviously, which might be a nice inkling that they've already said to them that they maybe will continue them on. I would like that because I do really like them, and Ben Whishaw as well, so that'd be kind of nice. But also attendance was Edgar Wright, who's my director. I'd like to see direct Bond 26, so you know, it was nice seeing him. Now don't get me wrong, he's obviously just there just kind of purely celebrating them. That's it for all we're seeing. Jamie Bell was there, which a lot of people were kind of jumping, thinking that's interesting that, you know, he was there, you know, which is, but though I do believe he did do a movie with them. It was something Liverpool movie, I remember rightly, that Jimmy Bell did with Barbara Broccoli. So you know, a lot of folk were kind of talking about that. So it was quite nice of seeing them. It's nice seeing them getting the recognition that they very much deserve. So I thought that was really quite nice. But obviously, the main thing we're talking about today is that Barbara Broccoli actually gave, I think, quite some nice news to hear, actually, that they are indeed getting going. And I'll just, first of all, I'll just kind of quickly talk about, obviously, I'll just quickly say her quote that she did say. So at this event, she was obviously asked about Bond 26, and the kind of quote that she said was, "Nobody's in the running, we're working it out where to go with him, we're talking that through, there isn't a script, and we can't come up with one until we decide how we're going to approach the next film, because really, it's a reinvention of Bond, and we're reinventing who he is, and that takes some time." And this is the big thing, I'd say that filming is at least 2 years away. Now, to me, I'd say that kind of makes a lot of sense, personally. I think that sounds like quite a good rough time, 2 years' time to kind of get going with the filming. Because as it says, you know, it does take a bit of kind of time. This isn't something that you just do overnight, you know. It's going to be another new kind of era. And the thing that people kind of really jumped with is the fact that she said the word reinvent, and people seem to just went kind of crazy. You know, Casino, you know, especially Casino and GoldenEye. When you watch those two movies, they're really a kind of, you know, as much as I know a lot of folk always say from Connery to the Brosnan era is one continuity, but when you really look at GoldenEye, the only thing that's really connecting it to the other ones is obviously that they've still got Desmond Llewellyn, God, if I can say his name, is really kind of the only connection there. So I always kind of believe, no matter what, even with Dalton, you know, Dalton's nothing like Roger in the way he kind of does his movies. So it's always had, to me, every time there is a new Bond, they kind of reinvent of that time, of where Bond is of that time, and kind of showcasing. Also kind of showcasing what men are kind of like at that time, and kind of attitudes, and you know, you can do something quite interesting with that sort of stuff. So we had that. I've seen a lot of comments, and I'm not particularly happy with a lot of the comments. I felt a bit kind of deflated by it all, and I felt quite done, because to me, I thought this news was actually quite good. I was like, alright, okay, they actually are kind of getting it going. They actually are, you know, yeah, it makes sense. In 2 years' time, probably they'll get going. I'm going to say right now, I could see some big announcement possibly on the James Bond day. Don't get, I want to say 25th of October, isn't it? Is I think it's that day. Is the James Bond day. So I feel like they could do either kind of reveal the director, or maybe a long stretch, maybe reveal the actor, and then at that point they're going like, we've got this collaboration, and now we're going to get going, and maybe in another year's time we will announce the cast, the titles, and then yeah, it would maybe make, you know, it would kind of get to that point of 2 years. So you know, I think it would kind of, you know, make all sense. So that's the kind of first half of this video, and the second half, as I says, was the way kind of people responded to Barbara Broccoli saying the word reinvent, and the just disgusting comments I saw, and it really kind of made me just not like the Bond community, and I was a bit kind of, I felt quite deflated, and I felt kind of, I just didn't really want part of it kind of anymore, because I always felt and I don't know anyone else feels like this, I always felt the Bond community was really good because it was kind of one of those fan bases where it just wasn't, it didn't have this toxic kind of feel to it where other fandoms do. Star Wars is great. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but Jesus, some people in that community is too much for me. And like some comments I read, like, apologies if this sounds a bit much, but I just want to get it out how it was. You know, I read someone saying, oh, she's spitting on Cubby's grave. It's like, right, calm down. Like, that's just, it's ridiculous. And what annoys me is how Barbara seems to get all the hate and Mick just, nobody seems to mention Mick. Is that clear sexism? Probably, because I've seen some people, the way they talk about Barbara is kind of disgusting, and I don't like it. And it's I don't want that anything anywhere near me personally. I just don't like that sort of talk. It's a bit of it leaves a bad kind of taste in the mouth for me. So I did like a post on my Instagram on I did say it in my normal one of the Ginger Geek Instagram, but also did say in my From Scotland with Love, and I you know, I kind of said how like I felt quite you know, kind of done with the community, and I just didn't agree with a lot of these kind of comments, and that was mostly on the kind of Facebook side, a lot of kind of pages that I saw. I'm going to say right now, and I need to go on my phone quickly just to kind of, I want to name you a lot, because there was people replied back to me, and I was quite taken aback the amount of views that were so nice, and you know, could have said, you know, I agree with you, I don't agree with what they're, you know, saying, and it made me feel like, you know, kind of accepted, and I felt like I wasn't alone in how I felt right now about the comments. Yeah, so as I say, I just want to kind of mention these people because just a little shout out, because I just, it was kind of nice, just kind of feeling this and kind of getting that I guess I wasn't alone in how I kind of felt in this way. Well, obviously, very nicely, Calvin Dyson, who I've kind of mentioned a couple of times, and everyone knows him in the Bond community. That's he kind of agreed, and he was really nice on the Ginger Geek page. Billy Bond's art was really nice. Mark O'Connell. If Mark O'Connell agrees with you, then I think you're right. Personally, you know, he's top tier in the Bond community. James Bond Australia, Bond Up North, James Bond Brazil, GoldenEye Forever, James Bond 26 Wishlist. He was really good. So yeah, so it was quite. I was just kind of like taken aback of just like, okay, so I wasn't alone in how I felt, and it was quite nice that. And I want to thank you a lot for kind of replying back and making me not feel like an absolute idiot and how I was feeling. But so yeah, so that's kind of really it for this video. So I'd like to know what you guys think of this kind of, I think, quite big update personally, that, you know, she thinks that kind of filming hopefully will get going in 2 years time, that, you know, they want to change things again, which should always happen every time there's a new actor. So I'm very excited. So hope this will be a new journey of the Bond 26 until whenever that release date happens. So as usual, if you could like, share and subscribe, that'd be very kind indeed. You can follow me on the Ginger Geek, both on Twitter and Instagram. I'll have it in, it'll be on the end, you'll see it at the end, it'll be there. So yes, so more videos in the future. So until then, this is Brown, Johnny Brown, licensed to Thrill. See you later.